Okay, NXT TakeOver in your house 2021, I guess they're calling it this year. It's not in your house too, I know that. So, I guess anyway. Overall, the presentation, yeah, the nostalgia button didn't quite work too well this time. Again, they did the Michael Hayes thing that they've been doing for the past few weeks. Todd Pettengill came out throughout the show. They had him hawking merchandise. He also made jokes about VHS and DVDs and Walkmans and stuff like that. There was a Karate Fighters bit with Dexter Lumis, and okay, so yeah, there were some parts like that, and it did work a little bit, but it didn't quite seem to stick as well as it did this year. I don't know. Maybe you think it would actually work better, given that we could actually have more of a crowd this time, but it just didn't seem to work that well, unfortunately. Matches, which we'll get to, I guess, right now. Our first match of the evening was the six-man winners take all match. MSK and Bronson Reed against Legado de Fantasma. The tag titles and North American Championship are up on the line here. See right off the bat, Mendoza countered out of a head scissors. Wesley and Carter Nash Carter, attempted to roll up on Joaquin Wilde. Wilde came back, hit a jawbreaker, and then kind of this rolling snapmare takeover maneuver. It was pretty cool looking. Escobar tagged in, and Bronson Reed tagged in, and immediately Escobar tagged right out. He didn't want anything to do with Bronson Reed. Smart maneuvering through there. Reed blocked a sunset flip and squashed Mendoza, but then Escobar came in and kicked. He squashed Wilde. Mendoza came in and kicked Reed. That's what I'm trying to say there. Reed hits Wilde with a big power slam and tagged in both members of NSK. They hit some triple T maneuvers, including a triple senton on Oscar Wilde. Carter came and hit an outside moonsault onto Carlos Escobar. Reed then did a suicide dive onto Legado de Fantasma. Escobar hit a super kick on Lee and got some interference. That was aided by some interference from Wilde and Mendoza. Later, Reed looked like he had countered Escobar, but I believe it was Wilde, I think it was Wilde hit him with a chop block, basically. And it looked like they were beginning to come back, but Reed got back in. He hit a Samoan drop on both Wilde and Mendoza. Escobar hit a Michinoku driver on Reed, and at this point, Escobar get frustrated. He went out, he grabbed the NXT North American Championship, kind of held it like he was going to use it, but immediately Bronson Reed just tackled him through the ring barricade. At this point, I believe it was Wilde was taken out, and then MSK hit a blockbuster on Wilde, and then Reed finished him off with the top rope split. Not Wilde, Mendoza, sorry. I'm goofing up there. Anyway, Reed finished him off with a splash from the top rope for the 3-count victory. Not a bad match, just, again, this is going to be a motif for the night, just kind of predictable, unfortunately. It didn't really do much. I guess I'd like to see further matches here, but I don't know if that's really going to happen. I don't really want to see Escobar shunted back down into the Cruiserweight division, although the Cruiserweight division doesn't seem to be too existent right now. You'd think they would have gotten a match at some point, but no, this was the weird show. Like, I think they could have had a kickoff show match for the Cruiserweight Championship, at least. Maybe that would have helped get some more representation in there, because there really wasn't much to the kickoff show at all. It probably would have helped a little bit. Anyway, our next match is Xia Li versus Mercedes Martinez. Boy, am I off right now. Anyway, right off the bat, Lee tackled Martinez out of the ring. Later, Martinez came back with a backdrop on the outside of the ring. Lee locked in a rope-assisted Cobra Clutch and then shoved Martinez into the post. Lee sent Martinez through the ropes with a running drop kick. Martinez fought back. She dodged a flying knee, causing Lee to hit the ring post. Lee hit a T-bone suplex outside the ring. Martinez hit basically this kind of crucifix bomb into a DDT maneuver. Only got a 2-count on that. It's at this point that Boa began to interfere, and he tried. I don't think he got a. I believe he pulled, I think he was trying to manipulate the ropes or something. He, at one point, blocked Martinez, and Xia Li tried to then charge through and tackle Martinez, but Martinez actually caught her off guard, caught Li off guard, got her back in the ring, and then, like I said, Boa distracted Martinez long enough for Li to hit a big spin kick for the 3 count of the victory. Afterwards, Boa got out of a chair, tried to throw it to Li, but Martinez managed to get it away, attacked both Boa and Xia Li with the chair. And it's at this point that Mei Ying rose from her seat and basically kind of choke slammed Martinez off the ramp. It wasn't a very convincing maneuver, unfortunately. That's the one problem with the effect that did not work. I think overall, like I said, this is not a bad match. None of the matches on the show were bad by any stretch of the imagination. This was fine. They did things right. I think this helped advances Xia Li's character. It still makes Martinez look somewhat credible. I mean, she had to get distracted and caught with a vicious maneuver to get to get pinned. So I think that worked. I think this adds a bit more mystique to Tian Sha. So again, I think that part works. Again, just it felt a little too predictable and expected. Like, again, they're starting to push Xia Li for the first time in a long time, and she seems finally ready for prime time. Well, maybe not prime. You get what I mean. Ready to have more TV matches because she's been in there since at least 2017. And she's competed in Royal Rumbles, but she hasn't really done much outside of that. And they seem to have finally found a storyline for her, so I think they should be doing more to advance that, and they did. So yeah, it's just expectations met. It was just not that exciting. Okay, next up is what I thought was basically the funnest match of the night, or the most fun match of the night. It's the ladder match for the $1 Million Championship, Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight. Right off the bat, they put the outside, instead of just hanging the belt from the hook, they took it and they put the $1 Million Championship in a clear, like, plexiglass case, and then they suspended that from the rope, so it actually looked kind of cool. All of the ladders were black except for one that was at the top of the ramp, which was gold. Right off the bat, Grimes caught Knight with standing head scissors. Knight attempted to drop a ladder on Grimes' head. Grimes nearly knocked a ladder. At one point, because the ladders were set up outside the ring, they had fought to the outside. Grimes accidentally stumbled backwards and knocked a ladder backwards towards Beth Phoenix. You could hear her. She was talking, and suddenly she was like, yeah! Ooh. So yeah, definitely not a scripted point there. Both men fought each other while holding ladders. Basically, were clanging the ladders together. Knight wanted to basically kept playing to DiBiase instead of trying to go for the championship, and then kind of came back to bite him. Grimes hit a German suplex into a ladder. Knight came back and a neck breaker into a ladder. Grimes whipped Knight into a ladder. He then sort of rammed Knight with the ladder and knocked him back into the barricade. Grimes came back, get a big back body drop onto a ladder. Grimes finally said, "Nope, if I'm going to shoot the moon, I'm doing it with that gold thing there." And he grabbed, he went up to the top of the ramp and grabbed the ladder there. They fought with that ladder for a while. Just as it looked like Grimes was going to get up and get to the championship, Knight toppled it and sent Grimes falling backwards through a ladder that had been set up on the ramp. Just really vicious bump. And LA Knight climbed to the top and grabbed the championship to become the new $1 Million Champion, and thus inherit the legacy of Ted DiBiase. Like I said, this was a great match. This was fun. Again, this kind of fell a bit more into the predictable, but definitely this was a really fun ladder match. I think definitely some great character work from both these guys. I think it makes more sense for it to be on. I keep wanting to call him. Eli. Not Eli Bennett. Oh, I keep wanting to call Eli. I keep saying LA Knight. His name and Impact Wrestling. What was it? It was not the Miracle Mike Bennett. That was a different guy. That was a different. Yeah, I keep wanting to call him Eli Drake. I think it was. Yeah. So it's like I keep wanting to call him Eli Drake. And it's like that's not who he is. It's LA Knight. But yeah, again, definitely it makes a bit more sense to be on him. Although, Grimes can always come back and try to get it again. In fact, they seem to be planting the seeds for that further down the line. So yeah, like I said, overall, this was my favorite match of the night. It was really fun, really enjoyable, predictable still, but again, a lot of fun. And that leads us into the NXT Women's Championship match. Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon. Right off the bat, Moon hit a big single leg drop kick right after the bell rang. Moon hit a head scissors, sending Gonzalez into the turnbuckle. But that's when Dakota Kai started her multiple attempts at interfering in the match. That allowed Gonzalez to block a Meteora attempt and throw Moon back into the turnbuckle. Gonzalez then hit an Alabama slam. Moon then came back, hit several kicks. Moon hit locked on her sort of new cloverleaf chin lock submission hold, but what Dakota Kai did, she actually kind of pushed the rope more so Gonzalez could reach it. At one point, Kai interfered again, enabled Gonzalez to hit a superplex, but Moon then hit, let's see, what did I say? Sort of a countered a suplex and modified it into the Eclipse. She went for another one and hit it, but this time Dakota Kai got Raquel Gonzalez's foot on the bottom ropes. At this point, that Shotzi Blackheart charged in and interfered and chased Dakota Kai back up into the backstage area. Unfortunately, this did not aid Ember Moon at all. She did hit a tornado DDT on the ramp, but then Gonzalez blocked the Eclipse and hit the, Chinagano powerbomb for the 3 count and the victory. Like I said, they just put the championship on Gonzalez. This was her first real major defense. I mean, outside of, I think she faced Toni Storm, didn't she? And Mercedes Martinez. She had 2 other matches on TV, but yeah, this was like the first major defense on a TakeOver. They weren't going to take the championship off her right off the bat, so it just sort of makes sense. Ember Moon looked really good in this. I'm not a huge fan of the people coming down from the main roster to win championships in NXT, but at least, they can still have good matches. I mean, that's about the only little plus side of that. This was a good match. Again, kind of predictable, though. Still kind of confused, because for a while they were treating Gonzalez like she was a babyface, and now she's kind of a heel again, at least thanks to Dakota Kai. So I do have to wonder, is Gonzalez going to get sick of Kai's shenanigans and Kai's going to turn on Gonzalez, or is it going to be different? Still, overall, pretty enjoyable. Fun, but yeah, again, just predictable, as I said throughout this night. Okay, so we have reached our main event for the evening, the Fatal 5-Way match for the NXT Championship, Karrion Kross versus Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole Bebe versus Johnny Gargano versus Pete Dunne. As Gargano was making his entrance, because they have to introduce everyone individually, very long, we saw him walking through the backstage area, and he walked by the still arguing and fighting Shotzi Blackheart and Dakota Kai. Right off the bat, Dunne basically chucked Cole into a kick from O'Reilly. O'Reilly then caught Kross in a sort of knee bar type maneuver. Gargano came back, hit a chop block and head scissors on Kross. O'Reilly, Dunne, and Gargano then all ganged up on Adam Cole. Kross came in and hit a double Northern Lights suplex on Pete Dunne and Johnny Gargano. Kross then powerbombed Dunne onto Gargano and O'Reilly. Gargano and Dunne then threw Kross through the top, basically fought to the top of the ramp and threw Kross through the set. It threw him through the door. Like, I think it would have more impact if you threw him through the window, but instead he throws him through the door, and that knocked him out for a portion of the match. Gargano countered a bitter end into a DDT. At this point, lawn darted Pete Dunne into Cole and O'Reilly. At this point, the 4 men all kind of run into each other, and this led to a point where Cole sort of unknowingly started to pin O'Reilly, got a 2 count on it. Gargano hit his suicide dive onto a returning Karrion Kross, O'Reilly, and Pete Dunne. Basically, the Gargano blocked a Panama Sunrise and into a vertebreaker. Only got a 2 count on that. Cole then hit a super kick on Dunne, which went into a poison rana from Gargano. Kross hit O'Reilly with a lariat. It's at this point that Cole and O'Reilly teamed up and powerbombed Kross off of the ring apron onto the announce table, taking him out for another portion of the match. Gargano hit his slingshot spear onto O'Reilly and Dunne. He then locked the Gargano escape onto Dunne and Adam Cole. Dunn fought out, hit a brainbuster on Cole. Dunn hit the bitter end on Karrion Kross, but I think they broke the pin up on that one. I can't remember, or he kicked. I can't remember if he kicked out or not. Kross caught Gargano into the cross jacket. Cole then came in, hit the last shot, and O'Reilly caught Cole, locking him in a double heel hook. But Kross managed to revive just long enough to lock O'Reilly in the cross jacket, and I mean, eventually Cole was on the verge of tapping out, but O'Reilly passed out and let Cole go, but Cole could not get up. And that, like I said, O'Reilly had passed out, so Karrion Kross wins to retain. Like I said, overall good match. A lot of high impact maneuvers, a lot of fun, a lot of good points in this. I think it did a good job of telling the story. I don't know how strong it necessarily made Kyle O'Reilly look, because I'm guessing he's the one they're grooming to eventually beat Karrion Kross and win the championship. You know, I'd like to see him do. To be honest, I thought Pete Dunne came across as more of a threat in this match, but to each their own. I mean, O'Reilly's been good in a lot of matches too, so you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I would like to see that happen in a one-on-one match, not a five-way or a three-way. So it's good that Kross retained here. So yeah, overall that part worked fine. Again, it's just kind of predictable. I didn't expect them to take the championship off Kross so soon after he just won it back a second time. So yeah, again, it felt like they needed to be done. And can we please now close the book on Adam Cole? He needs to be off to the main roster. Io Shirai needs to be off to the main roster. Johnny Gargano needs to be off on the main roster. Ciampa needs to be out. Like, those guys, again, they need to go. We need the new crop to be coming up right now, and it's just not. Exactly, because we still keep getting them. And I guess after that, we had someone, one of the backstage reporter, I can't think what her name is. I think it's Violet something, getting to William Regal. And he said, you know, because kind of throughout the night, too, there was this motif of the championship guys were all confronting each other in the parking lot and in the backstage area, and it was kind of all these brawls were breaking loose and causing all this havoc, and it's been happening the last few weeks. And it seems, and, you know, Regal said, you know what, I've been here 7 years, and I'm just tired of this. Like, I'm really tired. Maybe it's time for a change. And so it looks like NXT is going to be getting a new GM in the next few weeks here. Yeah. I don't think it'll be in the next episode. I think it'll probably be the next week after that. And again, like, Regal's been there a long time. I hope they do a new GM. Like, not do a heel authority figure. I'm tired of the heel authority figures. Like, that era has passed. You know, let's just have them make matches and try to handle some of the madcap zaniness. I don't know who they would get necessarily. I don't think it's going to be like a Shawn Michaels or someone like that. I think, you know, they're maybe a little too preoccupied. I know there's rumors that Samoa Joe is coming back to wrestle in NXT, but maybe he could come back and be, you know, a wrestling GM. You know, that could be kind of interesting. You know, maybe that could get something going there. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, anyway, yeah, like I said, overall, the show was not bad. The show was really good in some aspects. It was just sort of painfully predictable. And again, when it's painfully predictable, it's really hard to get too worked up about the matches. And yeah, that's kind of why I'm going to be giving NXT TakeOver in Your House 2021 a C. Again, it was all right. It wasn't bad. Just there. You know, wasn't too excited about anything. I mean, again, the only one I liked really, I thought was, you know, lived up to the hype, was the $1 Million Championship ladder match, and that was about it. So again, everything else just went the way I thought it was probably going to go. So yeah, again, wasn't too terribly exciting, I guess, for lack of a better term. Okay, so the next video is going to be the random trade review on Darkstalkers Volume 1. Obviously, the next wrestling show is going to be Hell in a Cell, which is next week. And then we enter kind of a weird, nebulous area. I guess it's... I don't know when Money in the Bank is going to be. I didn't look that up, unfortunately. So, but again, August SummerSlam is on a Saturday this year because they want to have it the night of the Pacquiao fight, and then they want to have SummerSlam lead into the Pacquiao fight for some reason. Like, hardly anyone orders these things on pay-per-view anymore, so I don't think it would be like, yeah, I'm going to drop, $40 to $50 on SummerSlam, then drop, another 100 on the Pacquiao fight, but okay, I guess that would work. I mean, I know the Pacquiao fight's in Vegas as well as SummerSlam is, so again, it'll be finally nice to be in an actual arena and not in the Thunderdome or the CWC. And to that end, it's also been, it's being rumored that they're going to have an NXT TakeOver the Sunday after SummerSlam, which is okay. Then why not just have SummerSlam on a Sunday? Again, that probably seems weird given the fact that when I first started these, TakeOver Brooklyn was happening right before the SummerSlam shows, but it just kind of felt weird. It's just weird. Like, you have to have the pay-per-view, then the TakeOver. Just anyway, let's see. Like I said, I didn't look up when Money in the Bank is. Here it is if I get the chance. All right, see you all next time. Hey guys, remember to check out my Patreon at patreon.com/SleepyTimeForCat Productions, where you can help me expand my wrestling coverage to stuff beyond WWE, NXT, and the occasional AEW free show.